Hi, these comments are for Gigi, and I am Michael from OTC, OnlineTOEFLCourse.com, and these comments are for Gigi. And you are one of my, I think, online TOEFL course students. And let's take a look at the email that you sent me. You say, Dear Michael, thanks for your help with the speaking and writing evaluation. I scored 27 in the writing and the speaking sections. Wow. Yes. I have a bit of a problem with the reading section, though. I knew there's going to be a but, right? I scored 19 in it. I needed at least 21. Can you please help me with the reading part? Of course I can. Now, this is a bittersweet message here. You guys ever heard of this term? Bittersweet. A bittersweet message means there's both negative and positive news with it. So the positive is Gigi, you reach the writing and the speaking subtotal requirements. That's not easy. 27? There we go, buddy. That's it. Good job. However, you didn't get the subtotal requirement in the reading. Okay, now I want to make a quick pause. I want to go over to my website. Now, a lot of students are joining my online course right now. A lot of people. Now, not everybody talks to me. Usually people will send me an email or they'll come by my Zoom office. They'll say, hey, Michael, here's what my subtotal scores are. Here's what I want to do. And then I recommend a specific course to help these students. But not everybody talks to me directly before joining my courses. So I want to explain to everybody at YouTube the best thing you want to do, right? So I think the most important thing you should do here, let me go ahead and see if I can, give me a quick second here. Okay, the most important thing you can do here is click on course plans. And then look at this particular web page. This is important. So think about your own situation, right? Do you think that the course plan 1 is your best option, or is course plan 2 your best option, or how about course 3, or course 4, the speaking boot camp, or maybe the writing boot camp? So to explain what I'm talking about here, the only reason you should join the TOEFL writing boot camp course, as it says here, you have already met the subtotal requirements in the reading, the listening, and the speaking sections, right? So if your overall TOEFL is pretty high and the only thing that you need is 24 points on the writing section, then the TOEFL writing boot camp course is exactly your course. Now, sometimes people join that course without this information applying to them. Now, let's take a look at speaking boot camp for a minute, right? So obviously you need to get 26 points or higher. Now, you have already met your subtotal requirements in the reading, the listening, and the writing sections, right? So if you can say yes to that, then the speaking boot camp course is a good course for you, right? In all other cases, right, if you say no to either 3 or 4, then probably my 1 month, my 3 month, my 6 month, or my 1 year TOEFL course might be better in your situation, right? So you want to address all of your academic English language limitations. When you're studying for the TOEFL, you don't just want to focus in one area and then take the TOEFL to find out that you haven't met subtotal requirements in other sections. So that's important. Remember, go to OnlineTOEFLCourse.com, click on course plans, and choose the course that best fits your situation. That's what you want to be doing. Okay, let's go back to what he's saying here. Okay, so Gigi. Okay, to improve your reading, you might want to write this down or just watch the video again, right? Okay, so what I'm going to tell you, you should do it for about 2.5 months, and I promise you, it gives you a 6 to 7 point increase from 19, which means if you follow my advice for 2.5 months, you will be able to score around 26 on the reading. Now, the problem with my advice is it's hard. I'm going to tell you some difficult things, but if you do these things, you will get results. Okay? Number one, you should be reading every day and do not read boring TOEFL materials. I'm going to go to a TPO, Michael. Don't do that. You should be reading about 45 minutes every day. You should be reading either news, science, documentary, history. Read some materials that you have some interest in, and you should be reading these things for about 45 minutes a day. Now, this is important because it helps you to learn to concentrate in the new language. And better concentration means a higher TOEFL score on the reading section. Remember that, Gigi. A lot of people that read, they get distracted, they cannot focus. So you have to teach your brain to focus on reading materials in English. Now, number two, you need to build your vocabulary more. You need to expand your vocabulary to about 1,500 to 2,000 college level words. Number three, you need to improve your reading speed to at least 300 words per minute, and your comprehension needs to be around 60 to 80%. Doesn't need to be 100, but you need to get to 300 words per minute or more with 60 to 80% comprehension. Number four, this is where people spend way too much time. You need to become familiar with the TOEFL reading question types and the strategies for answering them. You need to do that, right? And then lastly, number five, you should take full length TOEFL reading practice tests so that you can practice. You can monitor your comprehension. You can see how you're doing. You can study the questions you're missing. You can go over those. You can learn from your mistakes. So there it is, the big five. Now, my recommendation is you should spend 80% of your reading practice doing steps 1 through 3 and about 20% of your reading practice doing steps 4 and 5. All right? And that, my friend, is how you improve your reading from 19 to about 26 to 27. You can do it. It takes about 2.5 months. Follow those tips. Okay? So I'll repeat it one more time. Extensive reading for 45 minutes, building a vocabulary, improving your reading speed, becoming more familiar with the TOEFL reading question types and the strategies for answering them, and then taking full-length TOEFL level reading practice tests. That's the big five.